Hello, Mary O'Malley here in the 8th video of the series on my new book, What's in the Way is the Way. And today we're exploring Chapter 6, Directly Experiencing Life. So in the last chapter we explored the phenomenal power of curiosity. And in this chapter we're going to be looking at how do you bring that into your daily life. There was a wonderful thing that came as I was writing this book. Life is set up to bring up what has been bound up so it can open up, to be freed up so you can show up for life. Just take that in. To live life in that way, it means that life is for us. Now, this is not how most of us live. For most of us, life is happening to us, and so we live a lot in fight or flight. So let's take an example of, a day at work and the boss comes to you and is frustrated by your work on a particular project. And if you're in fight or flight, in other words, this is happening to you, you may very well argue with your boss or quietly fume, as your boss is talking. Or you may go into freeze mode, into the flight mode, and just feel like a deer in the headlights and then get caught in shame and what's wrong with me and I never do anything right. And then you may go out afterwards when the boss leaves and talk about what a horrible boss is with all of your coworkers. That is all reacting to life because you think life is happening to you. Now imagine what it would be like if life is happening for you, that it's giving you the exact set of situations you need in order to see and unhook from the spells that you took on before you were 6. That means that when you have a difficult situation like with a boss, this question arises inside of you. What does this bring up inside of me? That's what I call the U-turn, the Y-O-U turn. In other words, we are bringing curiosity into the process. We are looking at what our actual experience is so that we can unhook from it. Now, at the beginning, you may only be able to do this when you're going to bed at night, and then all of a sudden curiosity kicks in. But the more you do this, the more you'll be able to do it in maybe just 2 hours later or maybe 2 minutes later. And then you become curious about what this situation brought up for you. Not only does this allow you to unhook from so many spells, because you've got to look at them, you've got to see them in order to recognize them as spells. I know they're very, very seductive and most everybody is lost in them, so they feel really real, but they're just spells. But also, to do this looking and unhooking of the U-turn, the Y-O-U turn, what does this bring up inside of me, allows you more and more to respond to your life rather than react to it. And reaction only creates more reaction. To be able to respond to your life, your wisdom self can speak through you, and amazing things can happen. And so in this chapter, one of the most important pieces we look at is changing your relationship to discomfort. Mostly when we're uncomfortable, whether it's our body's uncomfortable or our emotions are uncomfortable, or our mind is uncomfortable, probably all three were happening in the situation with your boss. We want to get out of Dodge. You may on your way home buy a 6-pack of beer, or you may stop at McDonald's and get 2 different, meals, or you go shopping, or whatever you do to turn away from yourself rather than turn towards. And we do that because we have not been taught to trust discomfort. that look at all the myths, you know, and the great stories that have been passed down through the eons. The hero, he does not find the Holy Grail or the magic wand sitting down by the side of the path. He has to go to the places that bring up discomfort for him. So I'm offering you the possibility that whenever you are tight, it's of the fight. Whenever you are tight, a spell is running you, whether your body, your mind, or your emotions are tight. And that to become curious, because there is always a treasure there, just like in our myth, there's always a treasure there in tightening. And you begin to become curious and you open up to it and you walk right through it and out the other side. The other important point we explore in this chapter is how your body will be your friend. You know, it's one of the easiest places to see the spells that you have taken on, because a spell always tightens you. If it makes you tight, it's of the fight, of the world of spells. And so let's go back to the boss. There may have been a overall agitation that came all over your body, or a big knot in your belly, or a big lump in your throat. And you begin to become attuned to that your body will tell you more quickly than anything else, you're caught in a spell, and let's look to unhook. Let's do the U-turn. Let's ask the question, what does this bring up inside of me? Now, many of your spells will just let go as you look, but not the deeper ones. They need a little bit more listening from us. So in the next chapter, we'll look how we can bring our heart to bear to the deepest of spells, that spell of loneliness, or that spell of dread that I talked about in the last video, or the spell of just shame, of I am wrong, or I am not enough. Even these spells can be dispelled through the light of your compassionate curiosity. So again, be willing to give yourself 5 minutes every day where you strengthen the muscle of your curiosity on stuff that has no charge on it. You know, the taste of your sandwich, the drinking of your morning tea, the listening to the sounds around you. You just pause for a moment, throughout your day, and you just listen to the sounds around you. That develops the muscle of your curiosity. So eventually you can stand with these spells and dispel them through the light of your phenomenal, powerful curiosity.